Ever have one of those days where you think you're just in some sort of fever dream and the stuff that's happening around you is just your insane delusions? I did yesterday. Unfortunately, I have come to find that my insanity was real, and I hate it. I I don't know what possessed this, and it's just so insane. I've seen so few things as stupid as this. What happened was yesterday, Gizmodo, in their infinite wisdom, wrote up an article about Shadman. Now, for those of you who don't know, Shadman is a relatively well-known, though not completely known, porn artist. He is referenced a lot. He's friends with a lot of big-name artists in the internet scenes. He gets around a lot. He's also a meme master and a gigantic troll. His art is very noticeable. It's a very distinct style. And you've probably seen a picture or two of his just because it's been shared around, even without context for it. So yesterday what happened was Shadman posted up a picture of a lolly, because that's a lot of what he does, that had the iconic Smash Mouth thing with the shape of an L on her forehead. And the Smash Mouth Twitter retweeted that, as they do with every fucking thing that references them. I spent just 2 minutes looking through their Twitter feed, and that's what they fucking do. And Gizmodo, apparently desperate for a story and to accuse someone of being alt-right, they've gone so desperate to the point where they are scrolling through random celebrity Twitter feeds, found this, and they could not stand it. This was just an affront on them. So they accused Shadman of being, and I'm not even joking, I'm quoting this, one of the alt-right's favorite anime porn Nazis. Quick question. How exactly do you get Nazi? I kind of get where you get that from, but the swastika is never in any of his art. He's never drawn an actual Nazi thing. He draws his persona and some of his characters in military garb, leather military garb, so yeah, I can kind of see that. But there's never a swastika. There's never any Nazi iconography. There's never anything like that. His symbol is a fucking skull. That's more anarchist than Nazi. And the article contains such beautiful tidbits as naming him by his joke Twitter account's name, Marshall Shatters. Yes, he's Slim Shady. Yes, he's the real Shady. And then one of Gizmodo's gripes against him was that he drew Hillary Clinton and Jill Stein as naked children smoking weed. You know, the thing he does with every fucking buddy. I believe that they were trying to get across that he's conservative or he's right-wing, and this was an attack on liberals or Democrats or whatever. His art is so far from politics, other than spoofing it and making fun of politics in general. He never takes sides. He never does anything like that. His art has no message, no meaning. It just is. Other than like him memeing or trolling. So you're looking for something that does not exist. And it's... I see stuff like this, and first I find myself wondering, someone thought this was serious. Someone at Gizmodo thought that this was a real thing, couldn't take a joke, wrote an article about it, and then an editor at Gizmodo saw this and went, yeah, this seems fine. We're going to go with it. So my faith in humanity has dropped a few points. But the big thing is, this seems to be the standard status quo for a lot of the media right now, is anything you don't like, or anything that has any form of humor even, accuse it of being alt-right. I've seen, at this point, more people accused of being alt-right than will ever be members of the alt-right. Which is weird, too, because I've found that the majority of people that get accused of being in the alt-right are actually centrists or in the left themselves. It's just that to these people, anything right of socialist is a Nazi. I don't get why they keep doing... Well, let me rephrase that. I get why they keep doing it, because it's basically the clickbait of the day. You say alt-right, suddenly there's the views right there. There's the clicks right there. But I don't get why in the sense of trying to win people over to your side, because in the grand scheme, this is a losing strategy. You're accusing people of being something they aren't, so they're going to get really pissed off at you, and then they're either going to become the thing that you're accusing them of, so that they... Well, not exactly. People who are... I've talked to a lot of people who were on the left, and they are now either center or center-right, because they have gotten so fed up with the left constantly accusing them of being Nazis or alt-right or what have you. And that's why I say, in the grand scheme, this seems like a losing strategy. You're not making friends, you're not winning votes, if that's the goal. If the goal is just to get views and clicks, congratulations, you're destroying an entire political alignment that you say you're a part of. It's so weird to see this, because in the last 5 years, it seems like the left has just grown a gigantic stick in its ass and can't take humor in any form, whereas the right pulled theirs out of their ass and are now the memers. I know the pendulums swing, but this is just so weird to watch it happen all at once. And that's what it ultimately comes down to. It seems that anything that is joking, anything that is humorous, anything that's memey is automatically alt-right or bad or what have you. Everything has to be super serious, and everything has to be straight-faced. You can't have a persona that is a fucking skull with leather military uniforms, because then that makes you a Nazi in real life. Because they've never heard of personas, and they think that everything is real. Or at least that's how it comes across. If they don't really think like that, then boy, they've spun such a fantastical yarn that it seems like they themselves believe it. Honestly, I think that this is why the media is so against online anonymity, because they can't tell the difference between reality and fiction. They can't tell the difference between a real person and a persona. So they get confused and think something like, what was it? Oh yes, Marshall Shatters is real. By the way, they updated that article and they said, well, that's probably not his real name. No shit, Sherlock! It took people pointing that out to you for you to get that across? That was his fucking joke Twitter handle? I am so sick and so tired of all this bullshit. And it really does need to stop. It's gotten way too far. And I don't know if this is just for clicks and they are getting every last one they can get before they eventually just plummet into non-existence, or if this is because this is what they truly believe, and if that's the case, they're insane. There's no other way to describe it. I don't know. This is one where I'm actually honestly torn, and I would like to hear the opinions of the people that watch this, because I don't know, and it seems like either way could be realistic. All I know is that the media really needs to stop this, or, well, self-fulfilling prophecy. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, this has been just Math Machine ranting about Slim Shady. Yes, the real Shady. All them other Slim Shadys are just imitating. I'm going to shoot myself for that. Peace out.